made my family disappear.
Happy holidays and assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Michael Jaden X, and today I'm back with another double movie review. This time I'll be reviewing Home Alone and Home Alone 2 Lost in New York. Now, first we gotta talk about the iconic, legendary Home Alone. It is from 1990, turns 35 years old this year, and stars Macaulay Culkin, Joe Pesci, Daniel Stern, and Catherine O'Hara. Without further ado, let's get into it. So it takes place in Chicago, Illinois, with the extended McAllister family. And one of the kids, Kevin McAllister, an 8-year-old boy, who is often mistreated by his family. One specific night, when they have pizza because the next morning they're all going to Paris for Christmas, his asshole oldest brother, Buzz, eats all of his cheese pizza on purpose. And Kevin does not have that. Kevin's one of those people that you don't want to mess with him when he's hungry, like me. And he pushes Buzz into the counter, and all the milk and drinks spill, even on the tickets. And Kevin's the only one that gets in trouble, even though it's obviously Buzz's fault. This is where the family pisses me off, especially his uncle Frank. He's the worst. He probably treats Kevin the worst of everybody between him and Buzz. And he's cheap. Like, he doesn't want to help his brother, the dad, pay for anything, not even the pizzas, because all the pizza cost $120 in total. And he's like, oh, it's my brother, I'll take care of it. Yeah, and the mom Kay is like, yeah, thanks, Frank. It's okay, we got cash. So Kevin has to go sleep in the attic as his punishment, while Buzz gets off scot-free. So him and his mom get into it, and he tells her that he doesn't want to see any of them for his whole life, or anybody else. And she gets her feelings hurt by it. She's like, I hope you don't mean that. Why? You meant what you said. He said everybody's family hates him, and she basically confirms it. She was like, well, maybe you should ask him for a new family. You're not helping, Kate. So he gets in the attic. He starts thinking about how he wishes everybody would just disappear. And in a way, he gets his wish, because in the next morning, overnight, a storm happens and knocks out all the power, and all the clocks reset itself. So they ended up sleeping way too late, and the airport shuttle's already there. Kate, she wakes up, just checks the time, and is like, Peter! We slept in! And I gotta go rushing back and forth to make this plan in time. And yeah, even Uncle Frank's talking about, oh my gosh, we are not gonna make this plane in 45 minutes. We're like, oh, be positive, Frank. Yeah, you be positive, I'll be realistic. You be positive, I'll be realistic. I can agree with that, actually. Yeah, people don't know the difference between being negative and realistic, so I can relate to that. Now, they think they got everybody, so they rush down to the airport, and they just make the flight, thank God, and they all hurry up and get up there. But then we go back to the house, and Kevin is home by himself. He thinks about it, and he thinks his wish actually came true, to make everybody disappear. And he starts running wild like an 8-year-old kid would do if they were stuck at home by themselves. Me personally, if I was a kid getting left at home by myself, and we're going on vacation, I'd be pretty pissed off, because that means I'd be missing vacation. Yeah. So eventually, the parents do realize they forgot Kevin, because Kate, the mom, is like, did we forget something? Did you lock the doors, turn the lights off? Okay. But no, it's still not it. What are we forgetting? Kevin! Now, to go back to the beginning, there's this police officer who was doing neighborhood checks to see who's leaving. Well, that officer is actually Harry, one of the burglars that was coming to spy on people to see when they wouldn't be home so he could rob the house. Him and his partner in crime, Marv, have their driving the little OK plumbing van thing. Let's go down to the neighborhood, talking about how they're going to rob the house. And then they run into Kevin, who already gives them the side eye because he can just tell that they're up to no good. So Kevin ends up going to church one night, and he sees his neighbor that he used to be scared of because the neighbor, Old Man Marley, was rumored to be a serial killer on the run, which obviously is a load of shit. And they can relate because they're both not getting along with their families. Like, Old Man Marley has a son who he fell out with, and they're not talking anymore. He's at church to hear his granddaughter sing in the choir. So they start talking, they get acquainted, and when Kevin goes home, because the burglars are still gonna come, he puts up a series of booby traps to catch the burglars so they can't rob the house. So they break in. So the traps are basically burning the doorknob, so when Harry touches it, it burns his hand. And then he puts glass ornaments on the floor so Marvel step on it. Ouch. And they put tar on the stairs and a nail. Set Harry's head on fire with a blowtorch from the door. Shoots them with BB guns. One in the balls and then one directly in the forehead. And there's a whole bunch of traps. If you've seen the movie, you'd know. But that is the iconic, that's the slapstick of the movie. Take serious moments and slapstick, merge them together, and you get home alone. So then Kevin eventually does call the cops, which he probably should have did before, but hey, we gotta get this plot somehow. Then he goes into his neighbor's house to hide, but they already thought of that, and they caught him there, and are threatening to torture him the same way he did them. That's when Old Man Marley comes in with a shovel and bangs them both inside the head with the shovel and slays Kevin. Then the police arrive and they arrest the wet bandits. And the next morning, Kate, the mom, does get back to Chicago to Kevin because there were no more flights from out of Paris to go back. So she caught a ride with a band that's touring over the country, and they're on their way to Milwaukee. And you go through Chicago first, so that was going to be your opportunity to get back. Now, they're happy to see each other. They apologize for the misunderstandings from earlier. And basically, that's it. My favorite Christmas movie. I watch it every year, multiple times. And then 2 years later, we get the sequel, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. For this part of the review, I have Kevin. And it's kind of a rehash of the first one, which makes me prefer the original. Lost in New York would just be a little small step underneath the first one. Basically, the first one is going to be S tier, and Lost in New York is going to be A tier. Like, almost there, but not quite. So, basically, because almost the same plot, I'm gonna just skip over a lot of it. Like, they're on the way, they're gonna have vacation, they're going to Florida this time. The same family's over. But they have a Christmas pageant at the school, and they're in a choir. Why Buzz and Kevin are both in the same choir, I don't know. Like, Kevin is a child, and Buzz is probably not that much younger than me. And then, because Buzz can't take anything seriously, he always has to be center of attention. There, while Kevin's having his solo, all the band members are holding up candles, and then Buzz held the candles. He just puts them behind Kevin's head, and for some reason, the whole audience thinks it's the funniest thing they ever did see. I mean, it's not. It wasn't that funny, and half of y'all wouldn't even see it. Yeah, I just have a marker. I got no pens or nothing. So if you haven't seen the movie and you wanted to know what kind of shit Buzz was pulling, allow me to demonstrate. So, dang, you still can't see. So while Kevin is singing in the choir, hold on. Okay, so basically this was how it happened. Put the candles behind his head like this, and then starts playing the drums like this. I'm like, Buzz, quit it. You're too old for this. You're almost my age. Stop it. And everybody thinks it's hilarious, but then Kevin realizes it because he sees everybody laughing, so he just looks behind, and then he catches Buzz, and then shoves him off the little rider thing. But for some reason, everybody else is falling too. I don't know why. The Christmas tree decoration falls, and the lady playing the piano, it knocks her off the stand. I'm like, damn. About to get the old lady sent to the hospital doing that. And because the McAllisters are a bunch of sheeples to Buzz and assholes to Kevin, he gets blamed for it. Now, when they get home, Buzz gives this scripted apology, definitely scripted, and also half-assed. He said, "Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'd like to sincerely apologize for whatever displeasure I might have caused you." So you admit you're not sorry. Because you're acting like you don't know why you gotta apologize. Oh, and I'd also like to apologize to my brother Kevin. Oh, fuck you. And then whispers to him, "Beat that, you little trout sniffer." And nobody heard that but Kevin. Now, they're making Kevin apologize. And Kevin basically told him straight up. He's like, "No, fuck y'all. I'm not gonna apologize for shit. Buzz humiliated me, so I did what I did. Now I'm not taking it back. Do it all over again. And since y'all a bunch of fucking sheeples and dick riders, I'll let him have it." Yeah, call him right out. He called him out for dick riding Buzz like they always do. And then he has to go back to sleeping in the attic with his piss boy cousin Fuller. And then the mom comes up and talks about, last year we had something just like this. Yeah, where Kevin defended himself against your bullshit son, Buzz, and y'all are dick riding him like no tomorrow. So basically the same thing happens. He wishes they would disappear. And they end up waking up late. They gotta rush to the airport. They make the flight. But this time, Kevin doesn't get left home this time. Because they're going to take his skin by taking, and mom's like, "Where's Kevin?" "Right here." And then make sure they got him. And also, let me mention this Talk Boy toy. So, in the movie, he had this tape recorder toy thing called the Talk Boy, where you just talk into it, and then you press record, talk into it, and then you can play it. And you can speed it up or slow it down, change the pitch to distort the voice. Yeah, I'm going to bring that up now so we can remember it for later, because it's going to be important. So they all get to the airport. Kevin needs more batteries for his Talk Boy, so he takes his dad's bag because that's where the batteries are. And while switching the batteries, he loses him. But then he sees who he thinks is his dad because they both have the same jacket and the same haircut. So he ends up following him onto the plane. And doesn't realize he's on the wrong plane. Not until he lands to realize that he's not in Florida, but he's in New York. And he's like, "Oh my God, I did it again. My family's in Florida, I'm in New York." My family's in Florida, and I'm in New York. Now, how would y'all feel in this situation? Because in the first one, I would have been pissed off that I'm missing vacation. But in this one, I'd be kind of concerned. Be like, "Oh my gosh, I got on the wrong plane. Oh, now I'm miles away from my family. They're in Florida. Like I'm in the whole wrong state. And how am I going to get back to them?" But then again, I'm in New York. New York has everything. It's like the best place for sightseeing. It's cold and snowy and wintry. So that'd actually be better for vacation in Florida, for Christmas vacation at least. Yeah, go. Why do they want to go to Florida for Christmas? Yeah, they should have went to New York. Yeah, go to Florida for the summertime and then New York for Christmas. Because I actually went to New York City this past summer for my 18th birthday, and it was pretty fun. Yeah, I'm gonna link my Instagram in the description, and I have a whole highlight for New York. So I'm just gonna show some of that real quick. We went to the. Why isn't it showing up on? It says Museum of Illusions. You just can't really see the text from this bad camera quality. Should I turn the brightness down? Yeah, there's me in the total room. We have the Apollo Theater. This is the Shabazz Center. This is where Malcolm X was actually shot and killed at. And now it's a research center named after him and his wife, Betty Shabazz. And it's on Dr. Betty Shabazz Way. Named after her. Oh, I love this one. Here's me. Yeah, I put the caption, the picture up there. And then Holcomb Rucker Basketball Court. The Hoyt Schermerhorn Subway, where Michael Jackson filmed the bad video. Yeah, there is some of that. I had to cut off Michael's music because that one will definitely get some kind of copyright that I don't want to deal with. Yeah, I'll link in the description so y'all can look at it. So Kevin checks into the Plaza Hotel with his dad's credit card, and the new secondary villain is Tim Curry playing the butler. I mean, not the butler. I'm thinking about Clue. Yeah, 40 years of Clue. I'm thinking about Tim Curry playing Wadsworth. No, the concierge. Yeah, he checks into the hotel in the fancy hotel room, and I forgot to mention that he had this inflatable clown toy, and he also recorded his uncle in the shower singing in the shower with the talk boy. And then Uncle Carter was like, "Get out of here, you know, little pervert! I'm gonna smack you silly." And when the concierge comes to check, comes snooping around, he uses that to scare him off. He sets up the inflatable thing. It has this going like this because he has a puppeteer. Have the audio of the uncle singing in the shower, and then they turn around and do the "Get out of here, little pervert!" And it actually works, and it scares him off. And then I should have brought up the with the Angel's Filthy Souls with the gangster movie from the first movie. He's had to scare the pizza boy. In this one, they have a sequel too, Angel with Even Filthier Souls, and he uses that to scare the concierge when they find out he used his dad's credit card, and they accuse him of credit card fraud. Well, that's my favorite scene in the sequel. Basically, have the audio of the mob boss talking, and has a gun. It's like, whoop, because he's accusing his girlfriend cheating on him or something. And it's like, "Get on your knees and tell me you love me. I love you. You gotta do better than that. I love you." And then the scene where they start shooting, and then they gotta get out of there. Now, the first movie had Old Man Marley. This time we have the Pigeon Lady. She's a homeless lady who hangs out in Central Park, and she feeds the pigeons. And then they start talking because they end up going to a concert in Carnegie Hall. And they just sit near the property where they can listen. And they start talking. And her story is that she used to have a house and a job and a man, but he left her, and that she never let anybody else be vulnerable with her because she didn't want to have their heartbreak. Okay. Interesting. Now, for whatever reason, the Wet Bandits are in New York too. They're the Sticky Bandits now. And they're trying to get their revenge against Kevin. So it gets to the point where now Kevin has to set traps too, because his Uncle Rob, used to have an apartment there, but he moved out, so he uses that as the house to set the traps for. And this time, they're not robbing. The Sticky Bandits aren't robbing houses anymore. They're robbing a store, and they want to rob Duncan's toy chest. And now Kevin actually went to the store and met the owner, Mr. Duncan, and he was talking about, oh yeah, that kids bring Mr. Duncan joy, and so for Christmas he's gonna donate that day's earnings to the Children's Hospital. So then Kevin gives him money for that. And in return, Mr. Duncan gives him 2 turtle doves. And you know the song, like, you would keep one, and then you would give the other to a special person. Y'all be friends forever. I can't imagine who would be the recipient of that. So Kevin catches them robbing the store. He has a Polaroid camera, takes a picture to show the police, and that's when the traps start. So he gets up on the roof of a building, and they're trying to get him to throw the camera down. Why they think you do that, I don't know. Oh, he's like, "Oh, you want it? You gonna get it?" And then he throws not one, not two, but four bricks directly on the Marv's forehead. Whew. Oh, dang, bro. Marv got four bricks to the forehead. What the shit? He's gonna have all kinds of brain damage after that. So they set the traps up. Now, some of them are the same, but some are different. So Harry ends up lighting his head on fire again. But he sees the toilet, so he tries to put it out. But Kevin already put kerosene in the toilet. So when Harry does put his head in it, it blows up. And then Marv actually gets shocked to the point of turning into a skeleton. So eventually, they catch up to him in Central Park. They pull out a gun. They're about to kill him. And then the pigeon lady comes in. Yeah, demands they let Kevin go. Now they want to kill her. At this point, with them distracted, Kevin already runs, and Pigeon Lady throws the bird seed on the wet bandits. And ooh, the pigeons. They do the rest of the work. They kill all sorts of fireworks too. That's when the NYPD shows up to arrest the wet bandits. And Marv don't know how to shut the fuck up. Yeah, he's just like that Run DMC song. You talk too much, you never shut up. As he just starts giving away their whole plan. Like, shut up, Marv. Let me see how the song goes. Shut up. You talk too much. You never shut up. I said you talk too much. Oh boy, you never shut up. So now they're going back to jail. Now, Kevin's family found out he was in New York, so they all caught a plane there. And they now they're just going to have vacation in New York because when they did get to Florida, it wasn't that good of a stay. So they weren't staying at the Plaza Hotel, and that was way more lavish and extravagant. So Kate's going around New York looking for Kevin. She asks the police officers, but they don't really have much information. Then she realizes how much Kevin loves Christmas trees, and realizes that Rockefeller Center would be the place that he would go for a Christmas tree. So she gets a ride there, and that's where she finds him. Now, Mr. Duncan actually, so after the store almost gets robbed, before the wet bands were caught, Kevin actually threw a brick through the window to stop them. And he wrote another thing, I'm sorry I had to break the window. But it's okay, Mr. Duncan understood, because he explained why he did it. And he decided to have his employees bring a bunch of Christmas gifts to the Plaza Hotel where Kevin and them would be staying. And they have a big damn Christmas. Yeah. And also, Kevin has the 2 turtle doves. And then he keeps one and gives the other to none other than but the pigeon lady. And they stay friends forever. And then Kevin's dad, Peter, realizes that Kevin spent almost $1,000 on room service and is hot about that. And this was 1992. It said it was $967, I think. I'm gonna Google how much that was, and by early '90s standards, $967 in 1992. Oh, that'll be over $2,000 in today's money. Let that sink in. So those are my quick rundowns of the first 2 Home Alone movies. Love them. I watch them every year. And now I'm going to shed a little bit of light on the bootleg sequels or ripoffs that shouldn't exist. So when it came time for Home Alone 3, Macaulay Culkin was done with acting, so he wasn't going to come back to do that. So they just had a whole recast for Home Alone 3. It was by the 8-year-old boy named Alex, who was staying home with chickenpox. And there were these international spy criminals who came to his neighborhood So they set traps for that. Now, Home Alone 3 it's not the worst, but definitely nowhere near as good as the first two. And my big issue with this being called Home Alone 3. Calling it a 3 is misleading because that means it's about the continuation of the last two, and it's not. So they definitely should have called it something else. Yeah, if they would have changed the name, so much as changing the name, it would have been a better movie. Because it wouldn't have been about the classic Home Alone. And that was the last theatrical release. Because these next three will all be made for TV movies, and you know they don't really get the best rap. Now, Home Alone 4. So let me just here's the timeline. So Home Alone came out in 1990, Lost in New York in 92, and then Home Alone 3 came out in 1997. But in 2002, here comes Home Alone 4, which is to me the real 3 because it is a continuation of the first two. Like it is a McAllister just recast, but they just do it just also wrong. Like the only thing I like about it is that it takes place in a high-tech mansion because it's about Kevin's dad divorcing his mom to date this new rich lady that lives in a high-tech mansion. And we have Marv, but no Harry. But he talks about him a lot and dresses like him. Instead of Harry, we have his wife Vera. And they're both retards. And then Marv's mom is working on the inside. Yeah. The stepmom is an asshole. So the characters are pretty flawed. The acting is trash. The writing is definitely trash. And it's just very much cheap. And you don't really get any good feeling about the movie after you watch it. Now in 2012, there was Home Alone Holiday Heist. And wow, it's also a bad reboot. I actually think it's better than the fourth one. I think it had some potential. And it's a little bit enjoyable, but it's still just bad, so you don't really want to watch it. But the worst of them all, a few years ago, 2021, I remember when this came out. I was 14 and in the 9th grade. Home Sweet Home Alone. Yeah, that one was so ass. The only thing kind of interesting was the fact that it had a cameo from Buzz. Because this same actor, who's now a police officer, now Buzz is a cop. And he also talked about how, when I was a kid, me and my family went on vacation and we left my brother Kevin home. Okay. That was the only thing interesting about it to me. If I saw the previews for when it came out, then I saw that, and that was the only reason I watched it. Or else I probably would have never watched it. But then again, earlier this month I actually did go back and watch all of them. And yeah. So I'm gonna basically rank them from how good they are. Number 1, Home Alone. Number 2, Home Alone 2. Number 3, Home Alone 3. Number 4, I'm gonna put the Holiday Heist. Number 5, I'm gonna put Home Alone 4. And then worst one, Home Sweet Home Alone, the 6th one. Well, that was my review for the Home Alone series. If you like it, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to my channel, a free way to help me out, and hit the notification bell so you can always be notified whenever I post a new video. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal, and a Happy New Year.